Hi everyone, it's Derek from the iReady podcast, and this is my reaction to the very late 1-0 win against Livingston in the Premiership tonight. They like to put you through the ringer, don't they? But really the game, it was a really dire game from both teams, to be honest. We certainly were better in the second half, but it was just one of these games where you thought it had 0-0 written all over it, and until the 88th minute it was looking like that. We certainly had a lot of possession in the second half. We had a fair few chances. It just looked like one of these games that we weren't going to get anything out of. However, up steps Morelos again. The game itself, though, we had made two changes from Antwerp. We had Patterson in for the injured Balogun and Arfield in for Hadji. And really, the first half, really not a lot in terms of gameplay to write home about. A very scrappy and poor game from both teams. Pitch playing its part, and it was very sticky. The ball was almost dead bouncing on a fair few occasions. We had plenty of possession, doing really nothing with it. We never tested their keeper really at all in the first half. 33rd minute was the first real proper chance we got, when it was a corner in from the left by Barisic, a good powerful header by Helander just over the bar. And then the moment of controversy that sparked everything off was in the 36th minute. It was a long ball into the box for Morelos. The keeper dives down and makes contact with the shin of Morelos. It was a penalty every day of the week, as clear cut as you want. The referee and the linesman were looking right at it, and Morelos gets booked for diving. Absolutely incredible. Even Andy Walker, apparently of all people, said it was a penalty. Crocker said Morelos' reaction was bizarre, basically for walking away. I mean, he's damned if he goes mental, and he's damned if he actually just does the calm thing and walk away. You know, try and tell me there's not an agenda by Crocker against Morelos for that one there. So, clear-cut penalty denied by Beaton. And then the second moment of controversy from Beaton was right at the stroke of half-time. There was a free kick to us from about 20 yards from the Livingston goal, and he blows for half-time. Too many referees are doing that these days. Just utterly bizarre. And then the real moment of madness from Beaton, where he just completely lost the plot, and I hope Rangers are going to take this further. Gerrard came on and he was remonstrating with Beaton as he was walking off. He stated it was bang out of order. Beaton states that he can't speak with him just now. He shows Gerrard the yellow. Gerrard walks away. When there's a good maybe 10 yards away from Beaton, he shows Gerrard the red card. And it actually looked as if it was a red card for one of the other coaching staff, but it was to Gerrard. Absolutely incredible from Beaton there. I have no idea what that was all about. I think when Beaton reflects on it, there's got to be a massive degree of guilt in that one there, and I think he's just trying to cover from his own mistakes there. It's certainly not the first time, it certainly won't be the last time. The SFA need to get a grip of the referees. Rangers need to come out and take a stand against this now, and press the nuclear button, because that was an absolute disgrace. No worse than any other manager said to a referee. Book him, right, that's fair enough, but to send him off when he's a good 10 yards away for absolutely nothing is just craziness from Beaton. So in the second half, we certainly did start off a lot brighter. We did put the ball in the back of the net as well on the 49th minute, but it was ruled offside, which, you know, amazingly was actually correct from the linesman. Barisic had put a great cross in from a free kick into the box. Goldson got his head to it and put it in the back of the net. Great header, but just slightly strayed offside. Certainly we controlled a lot of the second half. Some of our passing was a wee bit wayward. We did certainly have chances. Morelos had quite a few chances as well, where it just wasn't working for him tonight. He was putting things by. He was, you know, a few times when he was having to take it early because Livingston were on him quite quick. Fair play to Livingston, they played very well in terms of their defensive nature. They stopped us getting any clear-cut chances inside the box, and it was always put wide anytime we did get a chance. I don't know if the fact that Gerrard was up in the stands, I don't know if that had any bearing on the fact that we never made any subs until the 72nd minute. Arfield came off and Itten came on, and we never made any other subs, where the game was crying out for some more creativity. Certainly Kent, he tried in the first half, and it's not as if he wasn't trying, but nothing was coming off for him. I think Hadji needed to be on there. Certainly Wright proving a case, certainly when he's featured, albeit all very briefly. Another controversial moment as well, an absolute ridiculous one from Beaton, where Itten was pulled back in the box and he went down. Clear as day penalty. He was right in front of it as well. How he never gave that again is beyond me. It's almost as if he's been reading the Orcs tweets and saying that Rangers get too many penalties, because there was two clear-cut penalties tonight which were not given, and the referee clearly seen them, and the linesman certainly clearly seen one of them. So absolutely ridiculous from Beaton once again there. Just when the game looked as if it was going to be a 0-0 and we were going to drop 2 points, upsets Morelos on the 87th minute and puts it in the back of the net. A very, very patient build-up, working the ball from right to left. A lovely ball threaded through to Kamara in the box. He gets to the touchline, gets the break of the ball off the defender. Itten gets to the ball first. He cuts it back to Davis, who tried a curled place shot into the right corner. The keeper gets his hand to it and spills into the back post for the awaiting Morelos, who taps it into pretty much the empty net. So delighted for him to get a goal there. Obviously delighted for the team as well. Great celebrations from the players as well, and as much as it wouldn't have been a disaster, the league's going to be clearly ours anyway. A point wouldn't have been the worst result ever, but to get 3 points at a very stuffy game, we knew it was going to be difficult. It was superb tonight. Maybe not the best we've ever played, but you don't win every game flashy, as we've always said. So, and to cap off a night of just absolute ridiculous refereeing decisions, he decides to book McGregor for time wasting when we were bringing on a sub. Yeah, when we were bringing on a sub. Just absolutely ridiculous again. So that leaves us now, the gap's back to 18 points, only needing 4 points to secure the title now. That's a win and a draw at Sharkhead. That will certainly do it. Obviously, depending on what Celtic do though. Sets us up for our next game on Saturday, which is a 3 PM kick-off at home against St Mirren. Celtic play the next day, so if they drop any points against Dundee United away, which is, always a possibility, then we would be declared champions as long as we beat St Mirren. So we've got to be certainly on the ball for the game at the weekend. I'm pretty sure we will be when it's really just in touching distance now, and we'll wait and see what happens. So Dave and I's latest main podcast dropped earlier this afternoon. You can check that out at our website, which is ireadypodcast.wordpress.com. I'll be back with a post-match after the St Mirren game. Enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks for listening, and goodbye.